What's up? How's everybody doing? Just want to kind of see who's out there right now. See if anybody's up and around. You know, kind of is what it is. Um, let me see if I can get all this figured out. I'm still trying to figure all this out, guys. Anyway, well, there's Lake Perry. Look at there. Let me drop this link in here. I'm gonna figure out how to do all the hooplas and all the stuff. And there we go. Just wanted to kind of do a little hangout. I'm just chilling. Um, there's the link up in there. Just wanted to kind of talk about just a lot, not nothing too serious, but just all the prepping 101. What's up, guy? Um, there's a link, man. If y'all want to, there's someone right there. Look at this person.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. Whoa.
I just wanted to.
People in the chat now.
Yeah, there's
there was
starting to.
no one there, and then boom.
I know everybody.
101.
Well, sometimes 101. I mean, you can come up in here too. Don't be scared. I'm talking to guys got like 90, 100,000 million subs and, has like 60 million people watching him at a time. I'm calling him out like he's scared.
That's weird. I was just trying to get a hold of something. I thought you said today on Trusting God that you were doing the Constitution tonight.
Well, we were. He Native couldn't make it home in time. He was out real far, so he couldn't make it home in time, so it is what it is.
Yeah, I just thought I missed it. Like, I thought I wasn't finding it. I got all like, well, what's going on? Like, I didn't know what was going on. Oof.
Right. Well, I just like I said, I just thought, I was bored again and thought, heck, I'll just go live and see if we get a few people to pop in and just hang out. And you know what I'm saying? We can talk about whatever. I kind of titled it, Riots, Bears, and Dragons, because it seems like we've got so much craziness going on right now. You know what I mean? And,
yeah, we really do.
And it's just, I watched a little bit of the Jeff Mack a little bit ago and Unicorn Rights, and they're doing some. They're doing it again, and I just think it's going to ramp up.
Do you remember me and some others talking about like a prediction we had that it was going to ramp up in the spring and in the summer?
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot to upload it, but I did my burning bush video, and now it's midnight, so I feel like I kind of missed it. But I did actually take the video. No leaves yet.
Right.
Yeah. So
well,
they've been quiet without me, and like, yeah.
Yeah, I just, it's. I'm hearing about the ships pulling back, it just seems like there's a lot of stuff going on that it almost seems like it's trying to keep you mixed up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Well, look at there. There's Arkansas living. Why don't he come up on the panel with his old sorry buddy? Come on, hang out for a few minutes. We're not trying to,
He's calling you BAP.
We're not trying to.
Prepping BAP. Do you know how to make people mods so that way your chat doesn't get out of control?
I had some mods.
Okay.
I definitely need trust in God. Oh yeah, I got to do it over here, don't I? I
Maybe
definitely.
maybe prepping 101. He's a good mod.
Oh, well, that says it's put user in timeout. I don't want to do that.
Hi, Susanna. I figured,
Come on.
you know what? I wasn't gonna do or hop up any lives at nighttime, but I figured your channel was safe.
Yeah, I don't. I, I'm not. I don't want a bunch of people. I put Gardner Josh as a mod too because there's
Hey guys.
Jeremy.
Dangerous gesture. That's funny. Yeah, you're
Hey,
right though about the weird stuff going on, Billy. My mom on Easter Day come over here acting something wicked, and then she come over Saturday acting something wicked,
Quit
and then
chewing.
she called me tonight while I was on the phone with my oldest daughter who was already being wicked, and then she called me being wicked to the point where she got so mad at me. She called me like just mad about me not bringing my plants in. I'm like, Mom, it's 49 degrees here. Like, what are you doing? I'm not going outside and getting the plant. She goes, yes, it's going to snow. And I'm like, Mom, it's not going to snow. So she got so mad at me, she put my stepdad on the phone. And my stepdad's like, I don't know what's wrong with her. I'm like, what the heck? And he's like, I don't know. He goes, I just told her that to call you and tell you that it might snow Thursday or Friday, but if it doesn't, it might get cold. He goes, just put a blanket or something over him. And he's like, I don't know what her problem is lately. But I feel bad because my stepdad has to live with her. But she came over here and made our whole home in a ruckus 2 weekends in a row.
Well, I think that people are really having a hard time. Um, I think that people are really having a hard time with everything that's going on. I could, yeah, okay. TT's already a mod. Y'all can jump up in here.
I'm
Anybody?
laughing because 101 said, on a side note, the flashlight is at 200 hours plus.
Awesome.
Wow, that is too cool.
Isn't that cool?
That is really
Yeah,
cool.
get up into here, Arkansas and TT. What? I mean, I don't want to hear that crow. I'm trying to go to bed.
I'm tired.
We can stay up for 30 minutes or so and hang out for a minute.
That's all I'm probably going to do, or I don't
Yeah.
know. See.
This morning, Grandma Rose next door, and I should be out of here by the end of next month. I signed the contract today for my house, and all I got to do now is get a couple more pieces of paperwork for my loan and close May 20th next week, or next month. So that's good. But I woke up this morning and let Flynn outside to go pee, and Grandma Rose right next door, she comes barreling out. And I'm saying this because, like you said, you don't know what people are going crazy right now, and Grammy came out, and she came out, in a rage. And this is like 7:45, 8 o'clock in the morning. And I hadn't even, opened my eyes yet, really. I picked Flynn up and walked right outside and took him walkies. And she comes out and she starts, come here, blah, 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 and just bitching at me. And I'm like, what is going on? What is wrong? And she's like, come over here and look at this. And I'm looking, and I'm like looking at my canoe and everything. And I'm like, what? What am I looking at? She's bitching at me that there's dandelions growing.
Oh,
people are losing their stuff. They're losing it.
She literally was bitching and complaining because dandelions are growing, and they grow every year in the yard. She knows that they grow every year.
You should tell her you can eat those. Like, you really seriously soak them overnight, and then you can fry them. You can
boil them
in salad. Yep. They're actually really good for you.
Yeah, but she just went crazy, and I was like, you know what? I was going to tell you I had good news for me, but now, I'm just going to be like, well, you know what? Don't worry about it because I'll be gone by the end of next month, because I got me a new house and everything, and then all of a sudden her tone changed real quick and, oh, don't move. And I'm like, I've already signed the papers. I'm gone.
I would move and I would take the dandelions with you.
Yeah, no doubt, right?
Hey, let me take a quick second. I just want to say hello to everybody in the chat. Gardner, hey you, not so remote, Alaska, trusting God, Arkansas living, Susanna, prepping 101,
Yeah, my
TT,
aunt used to make dandelion wine. Hey,
dog, Jeremy's gestures. I don't know who that guy is.
I don't know. He's a weird guy, man. I'm not a big fan of him.
like Cashew is like really cool. Cashew always. I do too. I mean, Cashew always like leaves comments and is really cool and then there's TT and his lovely wife and oh, there you are. Like, well, you didn't put your thing up there. Don't make.
I'm just playing with you. I don't
It's
care.
okay. Like, I don't have a wrench neither yet, but it's okay. Everything takes time.
Yeah, this is still. I'm still
Hi,
learning.
beautiful Mrs.
Oh, brother, you're good. I'm still learning too, man.
And Mister.
Just got to give you a little bit.
and Nacho's live stream is up in here. Nacho's is cool, man. I've been hanging out with him for a long time.
What's up, Nachos?
Nachos.
Yeah, see, it is Nacho.
Oh my gosh, are you serious? Trusting God?
Did you see?
Did you see the Pelosi said she has stand up on the writers January 6th?
Oh,
she came from.
Wrong one. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to put that up. There we go. Wow.
What?
Huh.
That's insane.
She's not. Sorry.
Well, see, that was kind of why I wanted to why I titled this Riots, Bears, and Dragons, because it's just a whole thing of the everything going on completely around us, that.
Oh, I read something wrong. Nothing. Whoa.
Yeah, so I want to put out this real quick thing here, disclaimer and all this good stuff. We're just on here chit-chatting, and I will not put up with any racism, nor will I put up with any women bashing or you bashing anybody that's got the cojones to come up here on the panel. You know what I'm saying? If someone will come up on the panel and talk, then, I will not allow people in the stream to be bashing at these people. So now that that's all out of the way, I just wanted to tell y'all, I was just looking at a lot of stuff, kind of going through some news feeds and just watching the riots.
The angry person.
And now Nachos, y'all got to understand, don't nobody mess with Nachos now. And if he gets too out of hand, I'll get him. I'll put the smack down on him. But no, Nachos is cool, man. Nachos is good. He's my buddy. So,
good.
No, I've been watching a lot of this stuff going on. Yeah, he froze up. It looked like.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of this. A lot of this stuff going on, and I'm just like, man, people are just going nuts. You're seeing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're just seeing all this stuff, man, and I'm just like, each day that and here's the thing about it. I want everybody to understand. Each day that we move. And the day goes by and we go to the next day. It's one day closer to SHTF. It's one day closer to Jesus Christ coming back. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, so it's all of the above, and like my wife actually came in. I was in the other room the other night. My wife actually came in there and she was like, "Do you keep hearing all these planes flying over?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "This is some of the stuff why I've been, why I watched 101 a lot, because he was talking about this in the uptick in the military and all the planes." And we have a military base, you know, out there. Um, Probably the way the crow flies or the way the an airplane would fly. There, it's not, probably
Right.
30 minutes. You know what I mean? 45 minutes from us, and so I always hear planes and helicopters and stuff, but I'm talking like every single night, man. We've been hearing like these big planes. I'm talking like just
C-130s with the 4 engines on it, because that's what's been
Yeah.
flying over my house like the past 2 days.
Yes,
The
and
big ones.
and so yeah, it's like, man, I'm sitting there watching all this stuff, and I'm like, or listening to it. My wife, like I said, she comes, because I've been trying to tell her about this stuff, and she's like, um, I'm starting to see all these planes and stuff. And hey, conservative patriot, how you doing? And you know, man. So that's kind of why I titled it this way. Just where it could kind of open up, where we could talk about everything. Because I think that hey, Linus, how's it going? Leaping Preps. Hey, by the way, Leaping Preps, that video today with the tobacco and all. Man, I've been saying that for so long. I've been like,
Yeah.
prep some tobacco and some alcohol.
It's a
I'm
good
talking
barter.
alcohol. Man, such a great barter item. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, yeah. And yeah, I was very proud to see her do that, Leaping Preps. If y'all not subscribed to Leaping Preps, y'all go check here. I'm gonna put it up there.
And thank you for everyone who's already gone over and showed Leaping Preps the love and from the prepper community, the homestead, all the communities. It's important, and she has so much to, teach everyone. And her plants are just in buckets. Those things are monsters. They're awesome. I can't believe how big they are.
There we go. That one right there that I just put up, that's Leaping Preps website or channel. Y'all go check that out, man. I'm telling you, I mean, like, I'm impressed. She has really good content.
Well, she says they've been prepping for a long time, and her and her hubby have really good ideas. That's squishable. It's like that thin, and it's a solar light, and you could just leave that nice and thin sitting in a windowsill, or put it in a bag, or because when it's not working, like it's still solar. Um, as long as it's charged, you can put it in a bag and then turn it on when you need it, which is so
Ghost Prepper, jump up in here. There's the link. No, Leaping Preps, you're welcome. I mean, I noticed you in chat one night, and you were kind of reaching out a little bit, and I was like, let me go check Leaping Preps out. So I went and checked you out, and I was like, man, she's got some great content. So I kind of got off of the promoting people just out of the blue.
Yeah.
Just because I see your name in the chat, because we've been burned by that before.
Yeah,
So
go over and watch their channel.
yeah, so I went over and I started watching some of her videos, and I'm like, man, she's freaking doing great.
Mm-hmm. And she has a lot of good ideas.
Hey, Patriot, have you had helicopters flying over your house too? Because I've been having those like 3 and 4 in a pack flying over my house, and they're at tree level too.
I've not had them where it's, hey Eric, how's it going?
Hey.
I've not had them where they're flying treetop level, but yes, I have seen some multiple some of the what do you call them? Kind of like the I've seen several of the old the ones that kind of look like Hueys,
Yes, I know what you mean. The Chinooks or
yeah, or whatever they
The
are.
ones that I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I've got this thing that I can't see anybody that's trying to come on anymore. Something happened to my computer here, and alls I can see is the screen. I can't even see the chat anymore, and I don't know what's going on here.
You can refresh your page.
Well, I thought I seen somebody try to pop in, but I can't see them. They're like not. They're not there. Wait,
was it a ghost?
Two.
Was
Who's
it a
this
ghost?
other guy though? I don't know. There's this other guy that's sitting there, and he's like about to flip me the bird.
Well, if you scroll up, you can. You know how. Yeah.
I can see him. I can see him.
That one.
Hey, Backwoods, did you get that thing I sent that from Autumn's backyard garden?
Yes, I watched it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I've been talking a lot. You guys, what do y'all got, man? Y'all talk to me. I mean, what's up?
Well, I told you my good news, man, today with my house and everything. So
congratulations on getting that.
I know, right? I mean, it's on over an acre and a half of land. The backyard is huge and fenced off, so Flint can run around, and I mean, it's great. It's great.
Our land taxes went up $7,300.
Holy crap!
Yeah. So the next they won't do it again for another 4 years, but it went up $7,300.
Hey, Tennessee.
Well, hey, I mean, we're staying here, but look, if we ever sold, I mean, hey,
the prices just keeps going up. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, all we did is take down 15 trees out front, and our property taxes went up.
Wow.
Not the taxes, but like the
value.
The value, yeah, that's what I meant to say.
The value of the land went up.
Yeah, it went up 7,300, and I'm like, okay, yeah,
nice. There you go. Yeah. Well, Penny here, if she's got a thing with the forestry because she owns 26 acres, and if she keeps the limbs trimmed and everything cleaned up, her area where all of her trees are and everything, she gets like a deductible on her tax or whatever.
Oh, cool. Right.
Well, so we got a couple new ones here that's popped into the chat. So on the panel. So
did you know that you have the Angry Pepper or had the Angry Pepper? Not sure if he's still here, but hi. He was talking about Pelosi, what he thought about her in the chat.
Who was here?
Well, when Trust in God was talking about Pelosi, Pelosi mentioned what he thought of her. Or, I mean, geez, you can tell it. I'm like, it's late.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
I thought there for a minute. I thought you said Angry Pepper was in the chat.
He's here. He called her crackhead.
He's in there right now.
Yeah, Angry Pepper's there.
He's right there.
Yeah, he's right here.
Oh my gosh, dude.
He's in here.
You want to hop?
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got
Angry Pepper.
Wow. After too.
I'm all flushed now.
Yeah. Me too. I'm a little.
Oh, I'm like seriously like
I'm a little schoolgirl. I'm nervous now.
Angry Pepper.
I mean, do you need a break and change your panties? I mean, what the hell?
Yeah,
I might need to, man. I'm gonna tell y'all. Hey, hang on a second. Hold on. Angry Pepper is like the Godfather. I've been watching Angry Pepper for a long time. And so he's like a godfather, you know. I'm like, man, this dude. Yeah. So, man, thank you so much, Angry Pepper. Man, wow. But
so he's going to be letting us know what happens off that away, and which so we all got to be watching what's happening because it's spreading. They got a whole like list out.
Well, I just think I think it's one of them things where when you start to talk about going over the overseas, right? We can't really control that. We need to pay attention We need to be watching what's going on. We need to be paying attention, but we really need to be focusing on what part of overseas is going to affect us the most where we're at. You know what I'm saying? The little fighting back and forth over here may not affect us here, but now maybe if they capture, some oil wells or something, you know what I'm saying? Some or mess with some oil production type stuff, then now that could possibly affect us. And so that was kind of why I wanted to start this. Thank you, Anger Prepper. Hey, that's why I wanted to start this chat tonight, was to that we talk about this, and try to point out some differences and things that we really should focus on, and the things that we should just be like, that's that's cool, but let's focus on what is going to affect us the most. And that was kind of my whole idea of all this. Go ahead, Ghost.
If it involves any of the big names that are in news right now, country-wise, and even if we aren't involved, it's still going to directly affect us because it's going to destroy the supply chain that is already messed up. Any of the big names that are on TV or that are in the news, it's going to destroy the supply chain, and it's already messed up.
Right. Well, that's yeah.
What's up, Arkansas? How you doing, brother?
Y'all ain't made not even a little bit of sense, not the whole time y'all been talking.
We never do.
We don't. We never do.
Yeah,
that's kind of the point.
Don't you have to go feed those chickens, Ark?
You always know more than us, Arkansas.
Go feed those chickens.
I done fed the chickens.
Oh. All right. Go check the generator.
If you ain't got nothing positive to add, I'm just gonna block you or something. You're just.
Has he ever had anything positive?
One plus one is two. That's adding.
Well, what are y'all doing to prep for what's yet to come? Like with anyone who's living in close to the cities or the suburbs where this possibly could affect you. And then because the cities will be affected, it's going to affect the trucks getting in. What happened last year and what happened to the stores? We remembered what was short, what they had shortages on. You need to have gotten them, but you haven't yet. Be thinking about what you and your family are going to be needing during this time. Before, I'm thinking it's probably going to hit this weekend in New York, to be honest with you.
I wanted to say real fast, Ghost, I see you. I did order a new water filtration system, and that makes number 5 for me. I'm not focusing as hard on water as I am water filtration because I have a lot of water resource around me.
Yep.
But go ahead, Ghost. You had your hand up, buddy.
I can't remember what I was going to say. About affecting us. About affecting us. Y'all got to bear with me through my years. I'll blank out for a second. About the affecting us. A lot of people don't realize too. If you look at it from a military, you got to also look at it from a business standpoint and from an infrastructure and supply standpoint. So if the infrastructure goes to shit, a majority of the supplies, which means probably 80 to 90% of all products that are arriving on rail or on truck, are going to be shifted to the major population centers. If you're out in the middle of nowhere, don't think that your local store is going to be fully stocked, because they're going to prioritize the needs of the many outweigh the few kind of thing. So if you're out in the woods and you aren't prepped up, you need to be. They're going to focus on, because here's the thing, we can grow our own food. We can go hunt in LA. You can't do that in DC. You can't do that in Portland, Seattle, or New York and Miami. They the only choice they have is supply chain. So it's going to be focused on making. Plus, that's where they want everybody to go anyway, because then they control you.
Right. Well, that's kind of one of the things that I was thinking on. The whole thing of you know people are people are talking about, man, it's going to go nuclear, it's going to go nuclear, and people are worried about that, and I'm like, man, it's just my true belief, and anybody that disagrees, it's fine, it's cool, but I just don't see them sending a big nuke at the United States. And the
No,
only
it's a
reason I
waste of
say
time.
that is, right, it's you're talking you're talking about devastating a lot of resources that a lot of people, are going to a lot of people are a lot of other countries are interested in our resources. See, and it's really funny because I hear a lot of people talking about these different countries and all this stuff going on, but nobody's talked about India.
Yeah.
India is one of our allies, and they are nuclear.
Yep.
Oh, they're
They
very
are a nuclear.
nuclear.
Absolutely.
Yes, and I don't see India, because India and China don't really care about each other, and
No.
I think India would probably defend us in a quick minute.
Oh,
That's
India.
my personal
Listen,
opinion.
India is they're our main ally right now is India. Simply because of a military standpoint and a population standpoint, you got to have the numbers to do anything, and it has the numbers. I mean, there's a lot of people over there, But as far as it going nuclear, if it went nuclear, it's going to happen in a few ways. First, I think it's either going to be a dirty bomb or maybe a tactical nuke, a very small deal, kind of to get the point across. Because you've got
Right.
different stages. You can walk back from a dirty bomb, and you can walk it back from a tactical nuke. But if you throw a 50 megaton warhead in the air over a major population, you can't walk that back. You know what I mean? You can't
Right.
walk it back. And then why would you do that to a country if you plan on invading it? Because now it's worthless for several hundred years. So
Right.
it's a ground burst. If they're using air bursts, it's mainly EMP damage, quite a bit of radiation, but short term.
Right.
Well,
Well, yeah. Go ahead, Lake Perry.
I really don't think they have the balls. I think that
I don't
we
think
are
it's going to do
so
it. From a military standpoint, make a point, it'll be somebody like that idiot in North Korea that has no common sense, that knows
well,
he
they
could go
wouldn't
on
want
war.
to destroy
He
our
would do it
resources.
he would do it when he was losing just to prove a point, just to take somebody out with him. Even if he knew he was going to lose. If somebody gets back into the corner and you know they're going to lose, and the brain power this idiot has, he'll do it. Like, for real, he will do it. I don't doubt a bit he will do it. He's probably
They
one of the
wouldn't-
few people that I think wants to do it.
They definitely wouldn't want to lose our resources. Plus, they do know who our allies are.
Right.
And they know we've been the strongest through this, especially military-wise. I mean, all of our forces, we are strong. Don't you guys forget
And there's
that.
no reason. Yeah.
Okay.
There's no reason to invade.
Tactical technician. You pay attention over here. You don't talk. You don't get to talk to your wife and kids
Well,
when you're on my channel. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, buddy. What's your opinion on this, TT, man? Because you're one of my buddies, my training buddy, and I value your opinion, brother. So what do you think about all this?
I don't think they're gonna use nuke at all. It is a waste of time, and the main countries that have the most are Russia and the United States, have like double or triple what Russia has.
why are you being creepy?
I mean, if somebody used one of those weapons, they're gonna get more value out of a high L
See that? It's being creepy again.
several megaton warhead over Kansas City.
I'm still living to my wife, but you gotta be all creepy and make it weird.
Right.
America could be completely with one nuclear
I think what
warhead.
we really need to worry about
fired in space above Kansas, it would completely destroy the entire grid. I mean, and America would be done for.
Hmm.
Then we got the
Well-
1700s on rocks and stones.
Well, while everyone has their attention on what's going on overseas, which we do, like I said, like Backwoods said, we have to pay attention to. But what we really need to be paying attention to is what's going to be happening in the streets of everyone's cities and how far it's going to come. They threatened your rural areas. And then once they get to those rural areas, you're going to have to be worried about other things. And again, you're going to have to be worried about what you're going to be getting in the stores. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know we need to pay attention, but is it going to be World War III? It's not out of the realm of possibilities, but I think that's the least of our worries right now. That's just my opinion. But I don't know stuff, right, Ark?
Just don't.
Ark wants to talk.
I get to talk.
Yeah.
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 I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
right.
I did. I wanted to say something that goes right along with what everybody else is saying. I mean, you don't do nuclear warfare in an area that you're trying to accumulate the resources from, that kind of thing. So I mean, you're not going to nuke. You're not going to just nuke all America into oblivion. You're going to pick strategic points that you're going to do stuff for, or you're going to do something like what Ghost Prepper was saying, and you're going to pop an EMP and then come in and take over everything if you can.
Yeah.
The one of the biggest things that, I mean, and this is I usually don't think this deep, so y'all hold on a minute. But I mean, if you're going to strategically pick apart a country, don't you think that you wouldn't start from in the middle? And kind of what's been going on right now, and
Yes.
the way that, I mean, if you want to design an insurrection based on the books that we have, this is the starting point. You divide it and conquer it, right? I mean, we're getting more and more and more divisive the further that we go through all this political environment that we're going. And the further, the deeper that we get into it, the easier it is for them to pick us off with their little laws and their executive orders and all the little different things that they're doing, and all the different propaganda and all that kind of stuff that they're doing right now. It makes it that much easier for them to divide us and turn us into little small sections. So I mean,
Right.
if you think about it, I mean, if I was going to go into a community myself and I was going to try to, I would go in there and try to turn people against each other, especially if I was a smaller group than what already existed. So if the community that I'm going into to try to separate and divide and conquer, if I can go in there and I can turn them into smaller groups, and I can turn all these groups into, to where they start fighting against each other and stuff like that, half my battle's already won. I don't,
Right.
they're fighting each other. I don't have to fight everybody. All I have to do is fight what's left.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
Ark, do you mean like this, where Minnesota is placed on the map? How it's up here, but then it kind of like, I can't make it bigger because I have my location on there. So, I mean, everyone knows I live in upstate New York, but you know what I mean. But like, you know what darn it.
America.
I know, right?
And then it goes black.
I know. But the way that, like what he's saying, that splits that no matter what they do, that goes right down. Stupid mirror effect. But y'all can go look at your maps,
You got to,
Yeah.
you got to, yeah.
The best way to
Yeah.
the country is from within.
Y'all understand? Y'all kind of understand what I'm getting at, though. I mean,
Yeah, I understand totally, Arkansas, because a couple weeks ago we were talking Patriot and everything, and he had brought up, or somebody brought up the question, what is going to be your plan if something hits the fan? And everybody's like, I'm bugging out, or I'm doing this, or I'm going out this way, or I'm going this way. And when it got to me, they were like, Jeremy, what are you going to do? And I was like, well, I'm going to do the smart thing, and I'm just going to sit here because I'm surrounded either by farmland, rich golfers, or rich horse people. Okay, which the rich golfers and horse people don't do anything. They don't prep, they don't do nothing like that. They're worried about golfing on Pinehurst number 2 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, when that does hit the fan, they're going to be all freaking out and going after each other. I'm going to sit back for a couple of weeks and let everybody else do what they have to do. And then, like I said before, block radiuses, then expand outward and come back, expand outward and come back, back to my place, and loot that way. That was my plan of bugging in, not bugging out so much.
Well, and that's why I kept saying a while back, I got asked multiple times, are you bugging out? And I'm like, why? No, I'm not bugging out. Why would I bug out? Because if I bug out, first off, I have to understand that I've got 4 people, including myself. Okay, so if we bug out, now I've got to build structure. Out in the woods, I've got to build a big enough structure to take up 4 people. Now, understand this: when you start working that hard during the day, because you're going to want to get some type of good structure built within a reasonable amount of time. Okay, so you're working hard, which also your family is working hard. Well, guess what? When you work hard, guess what happens? You have to eat. You have to drink a lot more. You have to use a whole lot more nutrition.
Yeah.
So your food and your water is being depleted more quickly. So I've already got a structure here. You know what I'm saying? I already got established. Now I do have some caches, in other places, obviously, but the to me, bugging out just seems like it just kind of seems like you're putting yourself in a position to fail, I guess you could say, unless you bugged out with a big mag group, you know what I'm saying, and had a big established place in the woods. Go ahead, Lake.
Well, it's like, how Biden is pretty much an embarrassment, okay? And there's a lot of people around the world that do not like that man. They do not. So we wait, okay, for all our enemies to go after him. And then the right wins. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You wait for them to attack each other, especially him. And then that's when we rise up. But we need to be standing and rising up in the meantime as well. And keep pushing back and not let them do what they're trying to do to us.
Right. Well, go ahead.
I mean, like, you were talking about bugging out for like cities, or do you mean like boots on the ground type stuff, like coming in from like Canada or like Red Dawn type stuff?
Go ahead, y'all. Ghost.
Now, I think it's an awesome concept if your situation requires that to be a valid backup for you to do. Like backwoods and where we live, and I know upstate New York, it's been many years at Fort Drum. When you're that far away from areas, I mean, we already live where people want to bug out too. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really high up on my priority list. I plan, if for some reason I have to live this area, it's me onto family's land in a way more area than this. And I'm very rural. But if you live in a high population density area in the suburbs or even in the city, then yeah, it's a hellishly valid resource that you need to prepare for. So it kind of goes, but it just depends on where you're at.
Well, I think that what a lot of people need to understand is that there's going to be a lot of people going to the woods. There's already a lot of people that live in the woods. Okay, and the whole thing. Oh, real quick, Angry Prepper says, just one more subscriber for Leaping Preps to make 100. Come on, y'all. There's 92 people in here. Surely we can find one or two more subscribers, y'all.
Thank you.
Seriously.
I've done it already.
She has an amazing channel, and
Yeah.
she had 6 subscribers, and then
Bull for
I don't know what she's up to now, but Backwoods and I and Trust in God and everybody were talking, and she had 6 subscribers that morning, and all I did, guys, was put her on the community post and made a short video talking about her and talking about some things that were on her channel. If everyone could just kind of do that on their channel, we could get her. You have so much to learn from her, and it really benefits you and helps them at the same time. That's it.
Northern Girls, hey, I want everybody to understand my mods. I mean, everybody is welcome to plug anybody's link up here. I don't care whose it is. I mean, I'm saying flat out, I don't care whose it is. We need to be getting the word out there to everybody, and so by the way,
100.
Waterwell Guy 99 says, what about bugging out because of fallout if something happens at Dardanelle? Now, see, for those that don't know, in Arkansas here at Lake Dardanelle, we do have a nuclear plant there. It's and what you need to do, if you have a nuclear facility around you, what I would suggest, because this is what I did, is I looked at where my location is versus where the nuclear facility
Do you
is.
remember what the?
Huh?
Oh no, sorry.
And what I did was I'm looking at the way the jet stream, the way the pattern goes across the United States, your airflow, your jet streams, how they can dip. And that can be a real key point to this, because see, the thing about it is if you've got if you're on the wrong side of a nuclear facility and a nuclear facility goes down, then yes, you're going to get the fallout from it. If you're on the right side of it, so what you need to do is figure out where the nuclear facilities are in your state, and if you have any, and when you look at them, look at your jet stream and your airflow and figure out where you're at, and that will help you. Go ahead, Ghost.
I wanted to go next.
Yeah, no, well, that's I'm pretty much
Yes. Something else you can do is you go to the not FEMA website, but it's one of the .gov websites, and you can actually just Google radiation fallouts at your nuclear power plant or whatever. But before they can build the plant, they have to have scientists and engineers come out and do wind studies and air carrying studies, and they have to actually work up scenarios based on a minor breach to a full mount and where the fallout's going to go, and that's all public record, so you can get it, and it shows you the fallout's probably what direction it's going to go in. And now, if it was me, I would add at least 50 or 60 miles to the fan in all directions. But as long as you're outside of that, there's really no reason to bug out. You're inside that area, and you're talking about a full scale meltdown that's going to last for decades. Decades and decades. You want to be in that area. You want to. If you're not in that direct fallout area, you're good.
right. TT, you look like you might have something to say on this.
Yeah, I was basically what I wanted to say was I noticed a lot of people talk about bug out bags and whatnot. That's a perfect scenario, though, guys. That's shit. Shit hits the fan is not going to be in a perfect scenario. More than likely, you're going to be away from home, so you need a
Yeah.
get home bag, not a bug out bag. You need a get home bag, and for all those, well, I'll just drive the rest of the way. I'm only 30 minutes away. You got to time that by like 10 if you're walking, and that's on a straight path to your house. But you're not going to do that.
Yeah.
When there's gridlock and all that, you're not going to do that. You're going to be going through the woods to get to your. So, and I got a video
Yeah, I haven't.
about that, because there's a lot of people that are like, well, I like to travel light and all that. And me personally, I'm gonna be maybe 700 miles away from home. I'm not packed light. I'm taking everything I need. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
like what?
See, I haven't.
I like
I
what.
haven't house from my house since the election. I've not went more than a couple hours from my house. Since all that horse shit. I try not to. If I have to, yes, I'm taking to get home. My get home bag's packed sitting right there.
Well, that's the whole thing, is that a lot of people need to understand, like in a small town like I have, we're very limited to certain stores, and
Right.
other items, or when when you have to travel, when I leave my county, I have my get home bag, because I have, I don't know if you'd call them bug out bags or get home bags. I call them get home bags, and I always put it in the vehicle, always. And it comes equipped with a pew pew and backup ammo. Plus, I have my regular pew pew that I carry on my side. And the one that I carry in my bug out bag is a 22. It's a Ruger Mark III 22, and I've got like three backup magazines plus the one that's in it, and I have about 600 rounds. Now, I also carry my 9, and if I'm going more than an hour away from my house, then I will equip myself with a rifle in my vehicle and some backup stuff, backup rounds with it as well. And it's kind of a step process for me. You know what I'm saying? It's because I look at how far I'm going and what I have in between there. I actually will sit down, and be like, okay, I've got to go to Jacksonville. What's in between me and Jacksonville? I've got to go to, such and such town. What's in between me and that? It doesn't take but a minute to pull up Google Maps, look onto your top, your Google Maps. It will show you water resources, where they're at, what's around them, because they got all these cool pictures and everything. Use the technology for your advantage. Get you a little printer, hit print, and you can print that out, and you know what I'm saying. You've got some type of a map because you don't want to walk down the road. If bad things start to happen, if ghosts, I keep giving you credit because this is your saying, but if the balloon goes up, listen, guys, I'm telling you, you do not want to walk down the highway with a backpack on. Okay, with your get home bag on, because you're not going to look. I mean, people are going to freak out. Especially if it's some type of EMP where everything shuts down.
Yeah. You need to be writing on a map where the different points of where you're heading to for your whole family or your whole mag. Everyone needs plan A, B, C, D, whatever it takes. So on a map, if you're going out of the city and you need to go through this area or that area to avoid like Backwoods is saying, you need to have a plan to say, okay, well, if this doesn't work, but we're still going to meet here, and then maybe have another point that crosses, and then actually doing it. Like here,
Topographic. Yep.
Exactly.
US Topo. Exactly. Right there.
And what you can do is you can laminate that, and then you can take a marker and use different color Sharpies and actually map out your routes and have more than like a couple.
$17 for this.
That's another thing that I want to bring up. How many people have any kind of markers like Sharpies or whatever in your get home bug out type bag?
Right.
I have so many Sharpies because of being an artist and everything else. I've got, yeah.
I have one. I have one right there. You see it right there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
There.
Yep. You got a chisel. You got a big fat chisel. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus I have some more inside, but that's what I'm saying is that you need to have something to write with. You need some type of paper, a notebook. You can, again, like Lake Perry was talking about, you can get some of the dry erase and laminate stuff, and you need these kind of things. These are important items if you're trying to get home.
Right. And the one problem about topo maps is they're only set for like regions. There's certain regions that they do. So you don't want to sit there with like you'll spend $17 like this one. I have 4 for my whole county because they're only doing like regions. But even if you get one of those big foldable maps for each state, I have those in my get home bag as well, because at least it won't tell me the terrain that I'm in, but at least brings it up nice and big, and I can at least see landmarks and markers and that such on a big area surface. So I've got like Louisiana, the state of Louisiana map, Arkansas map, Oklahoma map, Texas map. All the states that I go to, I have those, and I know what I'm looking for. So I can pull that one out and study that if I'm on my way home.
Right.
Something else
and
I
Angry Prepper. I'm sorry, Angry Prepper was just saying he's trying to commit everything to memory, but he does carry a marker and a pen, and that's see, you got to understand that that is what you want to do with your surrounding area. Let's say a 10-mile radius. But what you need to do is sometimes when you have a Sunday and you got nothing else to do, go drive around some of these routes that you normally drive. Let's say if I go to Jacksonville all the time, take some alternate routes, because things change. You may drive the same route every day, but that route may not be available to you any longer. And the other route that you may take could change completely. And so the memory thing is awesome. And that's another reason why I encourage the pen and paper, the markers, because you can drive a couple of extra routes if you work, like I said, in Jacksonville, and it's an hour and a half drive. Go find some alternate routes and say, okay, I can. Here's what it looks like here. There's a bridge here. There's these kind of things. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, shouldn't we should also try to keep a memory of how many bridges you have to get across or whatever to get to such and such place, depending on how big the bridge is or how much it used. Somebody might take it out, or whatever, So, and they take out certain bridges and you can't cross that creek or, that area, you're stuck. You have to find, alternate routes. So I was just going to touch up on that too.
Ghost, you were
Yeah.
trying to talk about it. Go. I'm sorry, Ghost.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
actually, I have
buddy.
2 things to say. Something that Jeremy said, too. Like in my area, I got a topo map. It's laminated, all in yards. And I know where I go on a regular basis. Like within 5 miles before I go from it, unless I have to go further, and then I carry it back. But if I'm ready, legit. I got my sidearm. I've got reloads. I don't really need to carry anything, but because I can go through 5 miles in just a couple hours. But the thing is, I also on my map, I know the areas where I go, and I already plot out E&E routes where I can get off the main roads and either use the back roads, dirt roads, or just go completely off road. But here's a key point: if you're in a situation where maybe you don't have a bug out back, a lot of people say, well, there's going to be EMP, and my car was made in 1914, so it's going to run. You don't know that for a fact, okay? We hope it does, but you don't know for a fact. So anytime you're making a bug out plan on walking. Plan on walking. If you get to use your car, that's a bonus. Okay? But like my escape and invasion routes, I'm working on number 4, but I have 3 routes to get from the town area that you want to call it that are completely off road.
Right.
One goes back and forth. The key part is that you want to mark out your water sources where you can get water. And I know a lot of people have Life Straws and Sawyer Minis, and I do. I'm a big fan of the Sawyer Mini, but it takes time. If you're whooped and you're trying to hump 20 or 30 miles, you got your Sawyer Mini and you're getting water out of the stream or the lake or the pond or whatever, and you're trying to filter it. That's time that you're standing still. That's time that you're basically out in the open, because if you're looking for water, I can guarantee there are other people looking for water too. And throughout history, animals always congregate around a water source. So what I suggest is you get Walmart or Amazon, and you get all your meat with a gravity fed bag. Just go in, you fill that, clip it to your up, and keep on moving, and it's filtering water while you're, you don't want to stop. You want to make sure you're staying on move and staying out of traffic. That's a big, to me, that's a big hit for that. But like my quick bag, it's in the truck every day. I carry a gallon of water, 8.3 pounds. Several reloads, a poncho and a poncho liner, and I've got, knives and the mask and other things, but it's not a very heavy bag. The heaviest thing is water, because I cannot stop. I can make it 5 miles easy on a gallon of water. I can make it 5 miles without touching the water, but it's just in case I do have to spend the night.
Well, I think that another point on the bridge thing is that everybody needs to take into consideration is, with how big the bridge is, because that's going to take, possibly a river, and getting across that river, the bridge may be hemmed up. You can't get across the bridge. You need to find some alternate routes. Maybe it's just a big bridge they built over a big, canyon type thing, and there's just a little creek at the bottom. Understand you're going to have to, trek down the hill, down the side of the hill, and then back up the other side. You do have a water source at the bottom, so if you're running low on water, you can, then, get you some new, fill your water up, but that's the whole thing, is that finding these places that you normally travel, have multiple alternate routes, and take into consideration the size of the water, the creeks, what I'm saying, that the bridge you're going to cross. Because think of this now, maybe when SHTF happens, it ain't been pretty and sunny for 2-3 weeks. Maybe it's been raining for 3 or 4 weeks, and the creek that you normally cross, that you can normally just wade across, now it's 7 foot deep and it's freaking rolling. You do not want to try to cross that kind of creek. Go ahead, Tactical.
Another thing to consider is humans are creatures of habit and routine. That's one of the reasons why, if you guys will notice when you're traveling down the road, you'll see the cones for construction areas on that road out 2 weeks in advance to the actual construction crew going, because we are creatures of habit. And 2 weeks, you'll be like, oh, I need to left-hand lane because the right-hand lane up ahead. They're going to do construction, but you'll look and see there's no construction crew out there. There's no equipment out there. They're getting you out of that habit of staying in the right lane, what have you. So
Yeah.
it's really hard for a lot of people to get out of the habit and routine. Like most people are like, if I wake up at 7:30 and I do this and I do that, I can be over here on time.
Mhm.
It's all about the routine. You got to try to train yourself to get off the whole routine. Hard. It really is.
Well, and yeah, that's the whole thing is that a lot of people need to understand is that your normal routines are going to be disrupted. So while you're doing your everyday routine, break that routine up. Let's go ahead and practice that now, because your normal routines are going to be broken. You're not going to get up at 6 o'clock and take your shower and blow dry your hair and do all these things. You're Everything like that is going to be disrupted. So if you start practicing these disruptions now, you know, it's going to benefit you in the long run. That's why we keep talking about practicing your preps. Practicing with. On the 24th, on the 24th, I'm gonna be at Tactical Technicians property, and we are going to be pretty much, doing stuff out of our get home or bug out bags, and setting up tents, and we're going to look at doing some structure stuff. We're going to do some training. We're going to make multiple videos on that, by the way, on the 24th of this month. And we're going to practice this stuff. And the thing that I want to bring up real quick, because I know Lake Ferry has this to deal with. And I know, like us down here where we're at, Tactical Technician has a lot of mountain lions in his area. These are things that you need to take into consideration. People think, I'm just going to bug out to the woods. Well,
It's not going to be the
okay.
people, it's going to be the animals.
Exactly. So, we're going to have to go ahead.
I had to let everybody know that's coming. I said, make sure you bring one of your high-powered rifles of some sort, because we have confirmed around my property 3 different mountain lions, which is unheard of. They're territorial, and they haven't crossed each other yet. But there's a light tan one, a brown one, a black one that has sighted around here. And
So you got 2 mountain lions and a panther.
If they start mating and they've got babies, you really all need to be careful.
Yeah.
Because they've been known to go right into the yard and attack a child.
Good night, Northern girls.
Everybody,
thank you so much.
Good night, Jenny.
And we're going to be doing, guard and keeping a fire throughout the night. Keep them hopefully away.
See, and we're gonna video record a lot of this stuff, because I think this is very, very valuable information. About keeping the fire burning, because a good fire burning all night will keep the animals kind of at bay. They're not as likely to come into your camp if you've got a big nice fire, and then also having guard duty. That's another reason why these lone wolves that's talking about, I'm just going to bug out in the woods by myself. Well, okay, good luck. You may survive. You may do great. I hope you do. But go ahead, Lake.
Living around wildlife where it travels through our backyard, because we live on a deer run. a fire is not going to help every single night. You need to kind of mix it up a little bit, because what happens is a lion will actually get used to that, and it'll actually be comforting to them because it's also warm for them. So going out periodically and banging, I'm not kidding, banging. We do it with the coyotes and the bear. You bang your pots and pans on your property, and at different times. Don't do it the same time, because animals are creatures of habit too. Like take a whale for instance. A whale will actually study mount or lion, the sea lions, and they together plan their attack. And I'm sure y'all can look it up on the YouTube still. I mean, there was this one story that was on, I think, Animal Planet, where it showed the orcas, for like a long period of time. And they planned their attack where they got this mountain lion, they broke off the ice and they pushed him out. And then they got on top of the ice and lowered him, and bam. I mean, they pretty much had him. You know what I mean? Like, I watch animals a lot because we can learn from them. Sorry to be such a nerd,
Yes.
but but the pots and pans, it's just they're going to get used to what you do.
I'll be right back, guys. I'm sorry. Y'all continue on with the great conversation.
Yeah, I think
No, Blake, and you're right. I watch. Oh, go ahead, Tactical.
Yeah, I was saying, I think Ghost.
Oh, Ghost, you had something. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was saying, like, yeah, you absolutely want to, observe the animals and the wildlife and the birds and stuff, because it's like around here, I tell people, hey, there's a storm coming in or whatever, and people, how do you know that? And I'm like, well, do you hear any birds chirping right now? No. And I'm like, well, look at the sky. There's no birds chirping. Look at the squirrels or whatever. Look at the wildlife. They know what's going on before we do. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, we do have to keep an eye on that.
That's a good point you made about the birds, because not only when they're really quiet, you need to be paying attention to what is around you, but also flocks of birds just all of a sudden just flying and making a bunch of noise.
Going. Yeah, you have to, be aware of oh man, that's a big old thing of birds that just went up out the, field over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bear spray is a good thing to have, but did you guys also know that bear spray can actually piss off a bear?
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Actually piss one off, yeah. Especially if you don't hit them right. But you don't want to just be, if you come up to a bear, you don't want to just be going and spraying your pepper spray. You have to use your voice like this, like, go away, bear. It's really dumb. I mean, when I was younger, okay, we had a bear come into camp. And I kid you not, we made a human like king. We made ourselves look really, really big. And it was really, really, really scary. Like, I jumped on top of my mom actually at first. And, the guys picked me up and they're like, you have to, just stand there and just, But I learned a long time ago to actually make this voice be like, go away, bear. Yeah, and even it's kind of silly, but you don't ever climb a tree or lay down. And you also have to figure out, is that bear curious or is that bear hungry? If it's stalking to you, you have to be bigger than it, and you don't ever challenge it. But if it's stalking you and you're alone, get ready to fight that bear. And I'm not kidding. And I don't ever want to be in that position myself. And I don't know if I was in that position, if I could actually do that, because I'm going to be freaking scared. But your animal instincts are also going to get kicked in. Mm-hmm. And you should always have something on you, like a pew-pew or a knife.
Yeah. I don't have to run fast. I don't have to run fast. I just have to run faster than backwards.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you guys go out and get you one of these top knives that you can. It's one without a handle.
Yeah. And it gives you distance.
And practice on making you a spear of some sort. This can be a valuable weapon in the woods. It can keep a bear away from you. You know what I'm saying? Or a mountain lion. You can jab at the mountain lion. I mean, it may not look like much, but hey, it works. and I guarantee you it's better than trying to fight it with your fist.
Oh, absolutely.
The something I wanted to touch on was what Jeremy had said a minute ago about paying attention to the animals. That is a very, very great, awesome point.
Lake
And
started it, and I just backed up on
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, what I wanted to say about that is when you pay attention to the animals, they can let you know when predators are around as well, like a mountain lion, a bear type thing. If you pay attention to the squirrels, if you're out there, you pay attention to the squirrels. A squirrel will let you know when like a deer comes in. Like if you're needing some meat, you're hunting. If you'll pay attention to them squirrels, they will tell off on animals coming in. Bigger animals that are coming in. So that's a very good point, y'all, to pay
back
attention
each
to the
other.
animals.
Yeah, back each other up on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Good
All right,
discussion.
don't get the uncomfortable silence. Y'all are freaking me out.
I know, right? That I did. Yeah.
No, I'm just keeping an eye on the chat here.
Oh, cool.
I
So
was reading Sandra Moody's Lake Fairy, isn't it? Different strategies for black bear and brown bear. We don't
yeah,
have grizzlies here, but I can tell you a grizzly is a lot bigger. But no, they're a lot more daring because they are bigger, and it takes longer to get them to turn away. And when you think they're going away, grizzly will actually come back. And again, you have to determine, are they curious or are they hungry?
Those things are huge. We've got one here at our zoo in Asheville in North Carolina, and that thing, he is massive. I mean, he's massive, that grizzly. I think Ghost has been there. He knows what the zoo I'm talking about, Asheville.
Been there many times.
Oh yeah, so have I. That zoo is huge. Like our zoo here in North Carolina is amazing, man.
You better have your walking shoes on if you plan on doing it in a day. You got to get
Oh
there
yeah,
in the morning.
because
It takes all
it's
day.
uphill and downhill, uphill, downhill, uphill mountains, downhill mountains.
That's another thing that I think we need to really make a point of is all the zoos and all the exotic animals that they got and all the big lions and tigers and bears, oh my kind of thing, and rhinoceroses. Think about all the ones that's got rhinoceroses. Because see hippos, because see what they're gonna do. I mean, seriously, you think about it now. You got all these tree huggers out there, and these PETA people. You know what I'm saying? Now think about this. Stuff starts going bad where people are not taking care of the animals. Who's to say that a lot of these people ain't going to go and let these animals loose because they're going to be like, well, we got to let these animals loose. They're not getting fed properly. Now all of a sudden you're walking down the road.
And here comes
And
a pride of lions. Yeah,
you're looking at a pride of lions. These are things that you need to think about with this SHTF scenario.
Correct me if I'm wrong. But in Venezuela, when Hill a couple years ago in Venezuela, they actually zoos killed and ate the animals.
Did you all read Prepping Outside Josh's comment? Oh my God.
Grab them by the established dominancy, really show them who's boss.
You might as well just poke them.
Yeah, right?
I'm thinking about just timing Josh out because he comes up in here in the chat and he says he can't come on the live stream because he needs to be in bed, but then he sits here and chat and
trolls
and acts like he's tough and everything. No, I wouldn't ever do that. I'd Prepping Outside the Box is one of my favorites, man. I've got several people that are just my favorite people to watch, man, and he's one of them. Rip Curl too, man. Rip Curl just so, dude. His videos are just so friendly, dude. They're just like you just smile and learn something. You can't help but to smile and learn something when you listen to Rip Curl.
It's true. Did you all see Northern Girl Hobbies put Rip Curl in her video?
It's
awesome. You guys have to go watch watch Rip Curl too, but you guys have to go over and watch Northern Girl Hobbies video. It's got Rip Curl in it, but I mean, like, not in it. Like, she didn't like go and like meet him and make a video or anything, but it was really, really, really cool. Actually, I can post the video in the chat for y'all to go watch later if it's okay with you. Back
Yeah,
with.
no, yeah, go. Yeah, I'm behind on them. I'm always behind on videos, man. Golly, dude,
Excuse me.
it just, I don't know. It just seems like I'm always behind on everybody's videos. It's hard to watch, so and
We
still.
all are. We all are.
I'm real behind because, like I said, I started watching y'all around November-ish, and now I'm meeting everybody else and all these great new people and everything. And now I'm like having to go and be like, oh yeah, I seen that one now. And I'm writing notes down of what video to watch now and everything. And getting, it's great though, man. I love it. I love meeting all these new people.
Do y'all see what's on the screen right now?
Backwoods Trevor.
Oh man.
Freaking,
Oh my word.
freaking Eric is hilarious.
Y'all are nuts.
Y'all ain't right.
It's terrible.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Hey, thank you, Rip Curl. I appreciate it, man. We're, the thing about it is, me and Tactical, he's helping train us and some of the stuff that, I'm looking up and trying to figure out and Rip Curl, I really appreciate it, man. We're not perfect, and there's probably things we're doing wrong, I'm sure, but we're out there trying, man. We're training and we're trying to correct each other, and this 24th coming up, man. I'm so looking forward to it, man. I mean, just because it's one of them deals, man, where we're going to be training hard, and we're going to be using our preps, I mean. Like I'm seriously, I've got a camp set, one of them little small camp sets
Mhm.
that's in my get home bag, and that's what I'm going to use, to eat from and everything like that. Prepping outside the box, I'm telling you, dude, when you get your stuff ready up there, or you're welcome to come down here. You can come down here on the 24th if you want and train with us, man, and camp out. But I mean, yeah, when you get your training facility thing that you're working on, dude, I'm telling you, prepping outside the box, I will make plans and come up there and train with you, brother. I love it, man. I love doing that stuff because I want to make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So that
That's how you
someone that, yeah, somebody that's better than me, that knows this stuff, is like, no, if you'll do this, let me show you why, and dude, I love it, man. I really do.
Yep. I like making mistakes because I learn from them better by making the mistake.
and with going with making mistakes, and that's absolutely right, because I've got the younger crowd that comes in and washes dishes or waits tables or whatever, and they're always like, oh, I don't want to do something wrong, I don't want to mess something up, I don't want to do something wrong, I don't want to make a mistake. And I'm like, that's how you learn. If you did everything perfect and knew how to do everything, you're never going to learn anything because you already know everything. You have to make mistakes. You have to fail in order to succeed. You just can't succeed all the time. With success, you also have to have failure, because with the more failure you have, the more success you will have, because you know not what to do, because you are told, okay, that's the wrong way. This is the way you do it now. If you understand what I'm saying.
I mean, is there really anyone who really is perfect and knows everything? Because I'd
Yeah.
really like to meet that person. And hey, could you teach us?
Yeah, exactly. You're right. Please help me.
I was talking about the animals. Like, I have a fear. Okay, so mountain lions' eyes are absolutely mesmerizing. And I swear they're built that way. God made them that way on purpose.
They hypnotize you so you can.
Oh my God, they're so pretty. They're so pretty. But let me tell you, who that fear is pretty normal. But after that, I think your adrenaline kicks in, and it's just like you can't show your fear because they'll smell it. I swear they do.
Well, animals can sense that too. You
Yeah.
know, they all animals can sense fear. You know,
So it's like you have to kind of fake it until you make it type thing. Like fake it.
absolutely.
Like you can't show fear. And animals are scary. Like a freaking moose. I don't care. They're moody. They will just charge you. They'll just charge you. They don't even.
Yeah, they've got a short fuse too. I mean, they can be nice one minute, and the next sitting there eating a pumpkin off your porch, and then the next thing you know, they're trying to break through your door or whatever. It's almost like he said with Bigfoot, with the Tom turkey, and he was like, "Come at me, bro. Come at me, bro." And then you said you had a turkey in the house.
Well, I think that
I love you, Rip Girl.
I do. It again. I wanted to really do this live stream tonight. I was bored and I was just sitting there and I was looking at all this stuff and I'm like, we really need to be talking about this every chance we get. Because each day that passes by is one less day we got to prep. And it's one day closer. And I'm real big on, obviously, prepping food and water, water filtration, things like that. And it's freaking raining again, speaking of water.
It's raining here too.
But, I'm really big on prepping the mind, and prepping your mind. There's so many things about prepping your mind, of thinking all these different scenarios, learning some of this stuff, going out and practicing, go out there and fail, fail at what you're trying to do so that you can learn now. When you can still, go out there and fail with your prep today because you can still run to the Wally Worlds and the Krogers and Safeways, Dollar Generals. You can run to McDonald's and get a burger.
No,
Practice on that stuff now and fail now so that you know how to not fail when you can't run the store any longer.
Yep, that's right.
And that's part of prepping your mind, and that's what I'm really big on that, to try it out. I went out there the other night with a brand new fire starter and started a fire in wet grass. And it took a little bit. It took a little bit. I had to keep pulling the tinder up on top of the fire, man, and it still didn't want to flame up. So you got to understand, these are things that you got to practice with, because I'm gonna tell you, when you're out in the woods, and when you're, if you think you're gonna bug out, if you got to use your get home bag, you got to understand that, you're not going to have the perfect conditions. Hopefully you do, but you're not always going to have the perfect conditions, man. It's going to be hard. Go out there when it's wet. Does anybody know how to find dry tinder when it's raining?
A birch tree.
Closest to the tree.
Find a birch tree. You don't have it on you in your bag. Birch
tree. Tried to save the bark. The birch trees really don't like to get stripped naked, but that bark, right, Ghost?
Yeah, but you don't need very much. Just a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, and it also makes awesome paper with a stick.
Mm-hmm.
You take birch paper and turn it around backwards,
You
and
can
you can
write
type
on
on it with a stick. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
there's something else too for you, not to back up too far. You were talking about, bugging out in the woods and the animals and this, that, and the other. And this isn't hypothetical. This is something I learned because I made a mistake. This happened when I was in upstate New York, and Lake Ferry backed me up on the size of the raccoons up there. We don't even have raccoons down here. Man, the coons up there are like 30 pounds. They're massive.
Because we feed them good.
Nothing
Yeah.
either. We're in the field out there for a couple of weeks. We do our deal, we do our MREs or whatever. And I had some pokey bait, which is, junk food. I think it was Oreos or something in my rucksack. And I opened them up, ate a few of them, and closed my Ziploc bag and put it back in there. The next morning when I woke up, my entire rucksack was gone and it weighed over 80 pounds.
Oh
It was
my.
75 yards in the wood and ripped apart. The coons took my rucksack. They didn't go in it and get the bag. They drug the entire rucksack off into the woods and just shredded it going through my stuff. And my platoon sergeant was laughing about it. But here's the deal. When you go in the woods camping, or even if you're bugging out, if you're packing food, the last thing you should do before you put it in your rucksack is wipe it down with some Clorox water or something to get any kind of food smell, residue off the outside. And when you actually open it to eat or you cook a meal, eat everything that you cooked. If you ain't close to water, use dirt or something to go away from the campsite and try to clean out and wash your pots and whatever you use to prepare this food. Because that smell is what's going to bring them in. If they're starving and you got massive fire, I don't care. They're still coming in. The food's
Were
what
you
brings them.
stationed, Ghost? Were you stationed like in Plattsburgh?
Fort Drum, Watertown.
Watertown.
That's up in New York. Yeah, I know where that's at.
Upstate.
Wait, that's
way
like
upstate.
hours south from us.
Man,
Mhm.
We're
I know where
more like we're in the Adirondacks with a six.
Well, Watertown's not far from the Adirondacks. We trained in the Adirondacks. It was an hour south of the Canadian border on 81.
Bigfoot goes to work there sometimes, and it's actually a pretty good far distance away from us, though.
Y'all,
You guys
that
are
Almost
this way,
a couple
Watertown's over
hours.
that way. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a couple hours.
But the food is an important thing. I mean, if you go to bed and you wash what you ate in, and there's something left over and you don't eat it all, or you leave stuff on the fire just sitting all day long, that's like watching neon McDonald's sign to every animal in the forest that's hungry, because that scent carries and their smell is way better than ours. So when it's time to eat up, get rid of what's left, sanitize as best as you can.
And bury stuff. Like you got to bury like anything that they could smell, bury it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So here's this is something that I just started thinking about when Ghost was talking about how the coons got his food. Well, number one, now coons are very agile and they can climb on about anything, but for bears and other things, you can hang your stuff up in a tree, your food, have some type of you can buy these little cool sacks and stuff, that are waterproof and all that for not very much to keep in your bug out bag, so that if you have some food, you can hang it from, way high up in the air. Now, because I wonder if coons are affected by mothballs.
They don't really care.
I don't think so. Nothing affects a coon.
They're not affected by anything. And by the way, Watertown's 3 hours and 21 minutes away.
Well,
yeah,
it got me to thinking and two different things: mothballs, and if you're going to, I think mothballs might be something that you might want to keep in your, just a little set of them, in your bug out bag. And the reason I say this is because if you have to make you a little small structure, if you put a few little mothballs around, now mothballs will keep away snakes and spiders. Because the last thing you want to do is be out there in the woods and get bit by a brown recluse or a black widow.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if you had a few mothballs in that's something I do not have in my bug out bag, but that got me to started thinking on how to protect your food, but then also using the mothballs to your advantage, because if you keep them in a baggie, something that that they can't get the leak out and the smell, out of, but you throw around a couple of them around your camp, your tent and everything, keep the bugs, the bugs, the spiders, and the snakes out. Then you can pick them up, if you're going to be there for a few days, and then when you're going to move, you can pick them up and put them back in the baggie and carry them with you. What is y'all's thoughts on that?
Keep them away from your food, and even in a plastic baggie, those suckers stink.
That's what I was just getting ready to say. What Lake just said. If you do carry mothballs, yeah, make sure you have in a baggie. And if I was you, I would probably double baggie it. You know, put it in like 2 Ziploc baggies. You know, you definitely don't want that stuff like on your fingers and accidentally touch your mouth, or ingest it, or rub your eyes or something, or
Like if I was
Okay.
in the wilderness and I had to deal with wild animals and I knew it was a major issue, I would set up camp, but I would also have a different camp, or at least a place to go sit with a fire where I cooked and ate my food, and I would stash all my food there and then go back to my primary camp with a fire to sleep. I would not have any food anywhere near where I was trying to sleep. I would literally have to, walk 50 or 60 yards to make a fire to eat. Once they're done, clean up the stuff, stash whatever food, whether you're burying it, whether you're hanging it from a tree or whatever, and then walk back and but just I would also have backups in my stuff back at my main camp, like say MRE stuff that's sealed and you can smell through it, stuff that's sealed that is not getting off the road. But anything that you've opened, if you didn't use it all, I would make sure I ate that away from the camp.
Like I said,
Well,
I'm sorry, Ghost. I wasn't laughing at you, by the way. I looked over at the chat, and Prepping Outside the Box has an idea of just marking your territory everywhere.
Yeah, I've
just
seen
being
that.
on the ground. Yeah, okay.
just let it go.
Well, I seen somebody put in peppermint oil.
I seen that too. Or it was cedar oil.
Yeah.
Terry Christie says cedar oil works good too.
No, cedar oil actually, you know what? No, because we actually, okay, that's a myth. We actually soak cedar oil, okay? We put them in little toilet paper rolls, and we fill it with cotton balls soaked in cedar oil, so that way mice and stuff take it back to their nest, and squirrels, and it helps actually with like ticks and like lice and stuff like that. They don't care about cedar oil. They take it back to their nest.
I know it's stupid, but if I had to say, if somebody said, hey, here's a challenge, make sure that where you're sleeping tonight, I would say, cool, give me a big ass spray bottle with some ghost pepper extract and a little bit of water. Like a sprayer and make this really thick ring all the way around the campsite, then I'm going to go to bed. Because every animal on the planet walks around with nose to the ground, sniffing, smelling, and they hit that pepper, they're leaving that alone. That's something I know that actually works against raccoons.
Irish Spring soap.
Really?
Well,
so rats and mice and things like that, and other animals, chipmunks, they die in 2 to 4 days, but they eat it. So I heard it around the community. So when Fox Pest Control come here, because they come here every 3 months unless we call them to come back more, and it's already paid in the 3 months. Like anytime in that 3 months, if we call them, they just come and it's already paid for. So I asked him, I said, hey, those things around the house that you guys kind of bury a little bit down. He goes, yeah. He goes, I saw one of them chewed on. And I go, can I ask you a question? He goes, what? I'm like, so I just told him I've been reading. I didn't tell him I heard it and been talking to people on YouTube. They freaking put soap in those damn traps. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to produce on my garden. I use on my garden to keep everything away from it. Nobody likes to eat pepper juice except for they're stupid.
So Ghost, are you talking about can you buy this pepper juice, or would you just talk about like some of these hot peppers or?
Oh, you can buy it online. You can buy concentrated liquid form of the ghost pepper juice, or you can just grow ghost peppers or any kind of hot pepper at your house and throw it in the blender and burn it down, make it liquid. Then you want to do a little bit of water with it, and then you want to do a little bit on dishwasher or something that makes it stick, and then just spray it on everything. I spray it on my garden plants. I spray it on everything. It keeps. Okay. I do that, and also do peppermint and spearmint, but I plant them beside my gardening area in a self-contained pot.
Right.
Because
Yep.
I use diatomaceous and also use Vaseline.
I deterred my cats actually with a spray bottle, so I watered it down. I actually just used Tabasco, but I actually got a hold of a pepper from my dad, and let me tell you, I ended up rubbing my eyes afterwards. Even though I washed my
Oh
hands,
no.
oh my god, it still freaking hurt.
Yeah, but if you're gonna
Um,
make it out of ghost, if you're gonna make it out of ghost peppers, you gotta wear gloves, you gotta wear eye protection, you gotta wear a respirator when you're making it. That's how potent capsaicin is in a ghost pepper.
But yeah, if you
It
have
is.
a puppy that's chewing on your furniture or
Yep,
cats that
straight.
like to scratch, little natural or so freaking, he's right. He's right.
They'll never do it again.
No, he will
They'll
not.
never do it again. Ever for the rest of their life, they will never claw on any kind of furniture.
No.
That shit burns.
what's wrong, Flint? You gotta go outside. Come on, puppy. Let's go outside. He just woke up. Come on.
Everybody's getting puppies.
Yeah, he's cute.
The thing everybody needs to understand, again, like I said, we need to keep sharing this information, and we need to keep up the hope. One thing I think everybody needs to understand also is that Americans and humans have been surviving since the dawn of time.
Yep.
Okay, it's not over. It's not there. Hope is not lost. We things might get hard. Things are going to get hard. But I've got a saying that I like that I use.
Nice.
I don't use it very often, but I do have a saying, and it's life will kick the shit out of you. Reach down and pull your bootstraps up and kick the shit out of it right back. And that's one of my own personal sayings that I tell my kids a lot. And don't give up hope. I've said in some of my videos that I made, I've said on these live streams before, guys, look, I'm not quitting. I'm not giving up until I draw my last breath. When I draw my last breath, then it's over. Until then, I'm not stopping. I'm not quitting.
Nope.
And I don't want to see anybody else out there quit either. Pull your bootstraps up and understand it's about to get tough. It's going to get hard. Things are already getting hard. But dadgummit, keep fighting. People have been surviving since the dawn of time. We can do this. We've had some easy times. You can walk in there and turn on the air conditioner if it's hot. You can walk in there and turn on the heater if it's cold. You can build. Understand we've kind of been made soft a little bit. That's why I say, hell, if you just got a little small yard, go out one night and camp out in your backyard and try out some of your stuff. That's what we're doing. That's what we're going to do on the 24th. We're going to try out our stuff. We're going to put our stuff to the test. And it's going to let me know, by gosh, you know what? This particular prep right here didn't work worth a crap. It failed miserably. I would rather for it to fail now when I can go and buy something different than it failed when I need it the most. So, just go out in your backyard and go out. You just got a patio. Go out on your patio and see if you can strike a fire. See if you can, cook over an open fire. See if you can, just sleep outside one night. Vicky, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you, Vicky, really. So, that's all I'm saying, guys, is just, try your stuff out now while you can replace it, while you can, again, like I said, man, crap, this didn't work worth a dang. I run this package of food here because I didn't know what I was doing. I'll know what to do next time. I'll try it again. I can run down to the McDonald's and I can buy a damn cheeseburger and I'm fine. Okay. You can't do that when SHTF happens. You need to know how to do your stuff now.
Yep. And that's why I keep on. That's one of the things I keep on saying about cooking, because start to learn how to cook yourselves, y'all. Don't be depending on restaurants and fast foods and everybody else to take care of you or cook your meals for you. Because if you don't know how to cook chicken right, or you don't know how to cook pork right, or hell, even game right, yeah, you're gonna have a very upset tummy and a hell of a time. I can tell you that.
Well, pork can kill you.
Oh
Pork
yeah,
can kill you.
absolutely.
Well,
If you're
chicken
not,
can't.
if you don't
Chicken-
cook pork to 165 degrees, oh yeah.
Yeah, it can kill you. What's that? What it?
Botulism.
Botulism.
Is it botulism? But I thought there was something else specific to pork that, I mean, man, it can really mess you up. Maybe it is called botulism. I don't know. It can really mess you up. I mean, like it can make your legs not work anymore.
Salmonella can get to you too. That's not just chicken. Salmonella can come from different food sources too. Salmonella just doesn't come from chicken.
Right.
Pork actually, even cooked really well, so your body attacks it as if it's like a bacteria or a virus. But eating a little bit actually can help keep your immune system up, because your body attacks it like sausage. If you eat sausage, your body attacks it like it's a virus, and I guess it's supposed to keep your immune system up. But the Bible also tells us not to eat certain things, but it depends on how you read the Bible. That was a lot of the Old Testament stuff, but it still speaks of pork in the New Testament. I don't know. That's a tough one, right? If you think about it that way.
Yeah.
Josh,
Yes,
Josh,
trichinosis with pork too.
Josh,
You're right, too, in the Gardner.
Josh out here in the chat is talking about trichinosis.
Yeah, trichinosis. That's with pork as well. That's what comes with pork as well.
Oh, okay.
See, what you got to understand, everybody, is that if you don't know how to cook your food properly over a open fire, for instance, let's just say things go bad, the balloon goes up, things are bad. Okay, if you don't know how to cook your food properly, you got to understand that not only you're going to get sick, but you know what I'm saying. You're going to make yourself unhealthy. And you can't run to the doctor. You can't run to the store and get the proper medication. So there's a lot to this stuff, but it's not that hard. Nobody has to panic. Nobody has to get overwhelmed and be like, oh man, there's just too much to this. No. You're a human being. We've been surviving since the dawn of time. We just need to study and practice. Go ahead, Ghost. I can tell you got something going.
No, I'm just listening. I'm just listening.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, what do you have to add to that, Ghost? I mean, because practicing your preps, man. I mean, we keep saying this over and over and over.
Yeah, you got to having stuff if you don't. It's like having a weapon and not knowing. It's like having a pistol, not knowing how to load it. I mean, if you have preps, you got to know how to cook them. If you don't know how to cook them, especially if you don't know how to cook meat, and you're in crisp it up really nice, or cook it worse, but you need to practice that now. You need to learn that now. There's a lot of people relying on the freeze dried stuff. You got to rehydrate that. So that means water. All right. You got to, and rehydrating stuff takes a lot of water to rehydrate stuff,
And if you don't have clean water, then you're just putting bacteria right in that food that you're trying to rehydrate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Leaping Preps, I see that you says you're a diabetic too, and you didn't take insulin for 2 years. You've managed your blood sugar yourself because you don't want to have to bug out and run out for sugar medicine. I totally understand what you're saying there, Leaping Preps, because I'm hypoglycemic, which I'm the opposite of the diabetic, So, and throughout my childhood of being diagnosed and to where I'm at now, I've been able to manage it to where I don't have to take my, glucose tablets. You have to take insulin. I would have to take the glucose tablets. So I know what you're talking about there. So, yeah, I've had to, adjust my body and get my body to work right. Yes.
You know who's really good with that kind of stuff? I can name 3 in our community. Dark Wildman Survival,
Yes.
Cato Homestead with Jess, and Rolling.
Okay, both of those two, except not Rolling, I'm not subscribed to, but the other two are.
He's really knowledgeable as well.
Okay.
Well, y'all got to understand too that like all your Sawyer minis, your live straws, your any kind of water filtration that you have does have a shelf life type thing. What I'm saying is a usage life. Okay, I mean you can clean them, things like that, certain ones, yada yada. But what I'm saying is that you have to understand that if you eat bad food because you didn't prepare it correctly, you're going to have to drink a lot of fluids. You're going to want to put a lot of fluids into you
to flush your system.
Yes. So now you're using the, you're if you don't have very many water filtration, but you have a lot of water storage, let's say, maybe you've stacked water bottles to the roof. Well, if you don't know how to prepare your food properly and you get that food illness, you're going to want to put a lot of fluids into you. Now you're using up way more of your preps of water just because you didn't prep ahead of time on how to fix your food properly. You see what I'm getting at? I mean, these are all little things that you need to think about.
Yep. That's actually a very good idea, because you get sick. What do? You have to flush your body out. You need electrolytes and everything like that. Doctor tells you drink water or whatever, lots of water. You got to flush that stuff out of your system. And if you're wasting your water to flush your system out, then, you just dug a bit even deeper hole that you're in now.
Yeah. Redneck Pepper's got a really good point.
Store up on dehydrated water. Yeah, I just seen that.
Dehydrated water.
Right.
It's really light. You can carry like 10,000 gallons anywhere. And then you just rehydrate it.
Is that anything like a board stretcher?
Yeah, a table stretcher. That's what we use here.
Okay.
We stretch a small table so it can fit more people. And if you get naive dishwashers to go look for that, oh, it's so funny. It's got 4 screws. It's a table stretcher. You'll see it, man. Just go down and get it.
That's always fun messing with the green guys. Yeah.
And nobody talks anything about the dihydrogen monoxide. About how important hydrogen monoxide is. A lot of people don't even understand it when it comes to prepping.
What is it called?
Hydrogen monoxide.
Hydrogen monoxide.
Dihydrogen.
I wanted
Dihydrogen
to make
monoxide. Huh? It's
I said I wanted to make. Oh, dihydrogen.
Dihydrogen. Yeah, dihydrogen monoxide.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
2 hydrogen molecules and 1 oxygen molecule. It's H2O. It's water.
Oh.
And you're right, Dusty. Cooking is a skill.
I didn't know.
Absolutely right. It is a skill to cook. You just don't pick it up and start doing it, and know how to do it right away. That's a failure. Like I said, you got to learn. You got to fail. You're going to burn a lot of shit if you don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? If you keep it on there too long and walk away, and then you lose track of your mind because now you're doing something over here, and then, oh shit, something's burning. Well, you just lost your dinner tonight. So.
Well, I want everybody to understand, if you live in a place like, say, Arkansas, for instance, we have a lot of humidity. Purchase yourself some either tarps, some you can purchase the we call it Visqueen, the plastic, the rollout plastic, and you can set that up, and all you do is just you can put a little rock or something on, set it up at an angle, so that it's angled downwards, and put your little bucket right there. All that dew and everything, because we get dew really bad. And yeah, so any place that you get a lot of dew, you can set this up and set it up and put a little rock, to kind of make a little B down at the bottom of it, and put your bucket down there, and all that dew overnight will collect. You may not have very much,
but it's enough.
It's a little bit of water, that you can also take, if you can find a plastic bottle, for instance, you can take and get some water out of a creek. You can set that up on a rock to where the sunlight hits it, and it will actually, the sunlight rays will actually filter out some of the, and all the impurities and everything will fall to the bottom, and it will actually help to filter out and make the water safe enough to use. Now, you don't want to shake you don't want to be stirring the bottle all up, but you can't drink right off the top of it.
Right. And it's just like, I want to say Arkansas, I seen him do a video one day. It was a couple weeks ago, but and he was talking about finding you a little creek that's got, clean running water, and then going, I think he said like 2 or 3 feet out, and digging a hole, and letting that water seep in. And then all that sediment will sink down to the bottom. It's going to take a while, but all that sediment will seep down to the bottom, and then you could drink right out of that hole too.
Redneck Prepper, I'm an hour and 20 to 30 minutes north central of Arkansas, of Little Rock. But yeah, that's the thing everybody needs to understand, is that there's so much to this, and but yet it's nothing to panic about. I don't sell fear porn, and I'm not going to. Fear is not of God.
No.
We don't. The only thing we fear is God. We do not fear anything, because a lot of people, I want to bring this up. I brought this up before, and I want to bring this up again. Here's something I want people to understand. Everybody, seems to be scared to death of this, and scared to death of that. And I mean, they're worried about doing this right. How many people, and be honest with yourselves out there right now, how many people out there right now watching this live stream, or that is going to watch this live stream, how many people has been driving down the road and do this right here? And you're
done it a couple times. I'm guilty.
I do. I'm guilty of it too. Do you realize that you're running 50, 60, 70 miles an hour? If you're running 50 miles an hour down the road, and someone else is running 50 miles an hour, and you're playing with your phone, do you realize you're having a head? If you do a head-on, you're doing 100 mile an hour. It's like you crashing into a brick wall at 100 miles an hour.
I think distracted drivers are actually a higher number than DUIs at this point.
Mm-hmm. At least
right. With the younger generation.
Red light. At least wait till a red light. Don't be going and like texting and driving. That's silly. An animal could come out in front of you, or seriously, or it only takes a second.
And I've got one of those cup holder things for my phone, and I stick it there, and I just turn it, and I just, I leave it right there,
Well, I admit I look sometimes at my phone, but I try to keep my phone farther away so that way I'm not tempted. But I do text back or read a text at a stop sign or a red light. I'm guilty.
Yeah, I'm guilty of it. I mean, I've done it. I'm not going.
Right, but my point of all that is that when everybody seems to be scared of so much stuff. Don't be scared. If you're driving down the road texting, because everybody is guilty of it. Okay, everybody is guilty of looking at your phone when you drive down the road. Then, if you're not scared to do that, then you're not scared to go out there and test your preps. You're not scared to understand what's coming because you're putting yourself. They say someone texting and driving is the same level of drunk driving. Your motor skills, because your focus is not on driving. Your focus is on that phone.
Definitely.
So if you do that, then you can do all the rest of this stuff.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
Amen.
You can do this.
And you know what? I never even thought of it like that. You know, that's a hell of a good comparison right there. Because I never even thought of it like that. I mean, it woke me up. You know, you are right. If you're not scared to look at your phone, you shouldn't be scared to practice. And you're absolutely right.
You shouldn't be scared to practice your preps. So,
yep.
You know, the cool thing about it is just if you practice your preps in your backyard and you fail at it, you get to walk away from it.
Mm-hmm.
If you fail at looking at your phone while you're driving, you're probably not walking away from that.
Mm-hmm.
But the cool thing about it is, if you fail while doing your preps in your backyard, guess what? You can walk away from that, go and reestablish, and live to
figure out what you did wrong, and then go try it later. Yeah. You're absolutely right there. Absolutely right.
Well, and I just, these are things that I want to make people think. I don't want to see people, man, I really hadn't tried any of my preps out. I'm scared I'm not going to be successful at it. Well, okay, good. I hope you're not, so that you can go and figure out what you did wrong while you can still go down to McDonald's and buy a damn cheeseburger.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want. I want you to fail now.
Yep.
While you can still live, because when SHTF happens, we're preppers. When SHTF happens, you don't get that. You may not have a second opportunity to fail.
Thanks, Lake. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I try to tell people, learn how to do stuff yourself. I mean, hell, kids can't even change a damn tire nowadays. You know what I mean? I mean, it's actually funny. It's not funny. It's sad. But I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Right.
It's funny, over on Trust in God's channel, my daughter Allie, who's 14, explained on Trust in God's channel exactly how to change a tire. She even knows how to do the lug nuts, where you do them opposite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a star.
Around, you go like this. Yeah.
Yeah, you go like a star across from one another.
I'm going to be honest with you, though. She hasn't tried it yet, and it's about time this spring that she's going. Oh yeah.
You just stand there and be like, "Hey, you got a flat tire here. Change it now." And start with, okay, your spare is in your trunk, so now you got to get your spare out. So now you got to pull everything out, and you got to unscrew that damn thing and get that thing and wrestle that damn thing out. And yeah, it's.
I'm really gonna get her, so I'm gonna hand her the tire iron, and I'm gonna tell her to change the tire. And as soon as she goes after those lug nuts first, I'm gonna kick her. I'm not kidding. Be like, first of all, you need to make sure that your vehicle is in park. You need to make sure that you have something in the back that you can put in front of your wheel so it doesn't roll forward when you stick the jack up.
Yep.
So absolutely. I'm going to start her right from scratch. Yep. And hopefully by the end of the day, she'll want to kick me back.
Well, whenever something would break down on one of the older cars that I would have, when I'd take it to Tony when he was still around with us, he would be like, "Yeah, I can fix it," and I'm like, "All right, cool." So he'd be like, "Go get the parts," and I'd get the parts, and he'd be like, "Yeah, bring them on up here." I'd bring the car up there, and he's like, "Okay, this is what you got to do: open up the hood, take that off, do that." And he wouldn't sit there and do it. I'd sit there and he would tell me what to do while I'm doing. And sometimes I wouldn't listen. He's like, "You're not listening to me." And I'm like, "No, this is right." And you know what? I messed up a couple times. He's like, "Well, you're going to listen next time." You know?
Well, okay, so Tennessee Tactical, that's a good thing to bring up real quick. You know, the whole thing about going out and practicing. You know, a lot of people have these dry fire type practice weapons, and they're great for the hand eye coordination. Awesome. You need to feel the recoil of the weapon, and you need to have somebody. In fact, if you're going to go out and fire a weapon, you know, you can go and do this with 5 rounds, with 6 rounds. You don't have to go out and shoot 30 or 40 rounds, okay? Just having that firing that weapon, you know, 5 times keeps you feeling that recoil and understanding what you're doing. While you're doing that, have someone sit there and yell and clap, you know, or if you can find one of them little air horns, have somebody blow an air horn, you know, while you're doing that, because when you're firing in a SHTF, you're probably going to be getting fired back upon. Plus, not to mention, you're probably there's going to be a lot of chaos around you. It's a good possibility. You need to understand to not let them distractions distract you away from your target, because the people firing at you are wanting to kill you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Ghost.
One of the most important lessons I learned is having basic training and basic marksmanship. And I thought it was the stupidest exercise I ever heard of when they were explaining it. And I thought it was stupid for about the next 2 hours until I figured out how it worked and how important it was. What they would do is we all got online, got 3 firing positions. Actually, we were in the prone position. And the drill instructor would come out and he would take a dime, a coin, a dime, and he would bounce it on the end of your flash suppressor. And then you would dry fire your weapon without the dime falling off.
Oh, great.
It's hard to do, but it teaches you concentration, patience, and you're basically becoming one with the action. You're teaching your body, your shoulder, to absorb the shock from the bolt slamming forward or from the firing pin slamming forward. When you're pulling the trigger and you're dry firing it with that dime on the end of the barrel. And we had to do it, I can't remember how many times consecutively in a row without the dime falling off to pass. It's a very hard trick, but it helps a lot when it comes to zeroing, taking a shot, your breathing, because all that comes into play. You got to know how to breathe, how to squeeze the trigger, not pull it, because the difference in squeezing it versus pulling it means a dime falls off the barrel.
Right.
I don't even know if they do it anymore.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
I don't even know if they do it anymore.
That is awesome, bro.
Red Fire's burning. That is so awesome. We're looking forward to. Don't take this the wrong way, but we're looking forward to hearing, you know, any failures that you have, and then your successes, you know, and what you learned from it. You know, we're looking forward to you sharing that information, you know, when you go and camp and test out your bug out preps, man. That we want to know this stuff, you know. Go ahead.
Pepper got a comment there. Says we used to use a washer in boot camp, but he still does. We use a washer in boot, but things still do it today. Definitely recommend it. Yeah, if you want to really learn how to control your weapon and like be part of the weapon, balance a washer. Pretty sure it may have been a nickel. It could have been a quarter. I mean, it was really, really hard. It took a while to figure it out. Yeah, if you can balance something on the barrel and action the firearm, you got no weapon. and it makes you learn how to breathe. It makes you learn how to squeeze the trigger, instead of anticipating the shot. That's where a lot of people mess up. They just squeeze the trigger. When the weapon goes off, unless you're in reaction, when the weapon goes off and you're taking a well-aimed shot, it should scare you. It should scare you. I mean, you should be squeezing it so minimally, and your sight picture's kicked in, and when it goes off, it spooks you a little bit. That's how smooth it should be.
Right.
That's what I've always been told, actually, by the guys. And I kind of forgot about that. And then when we took my daughter up where we go, the guys, that was the first thing my friend Jeff told my daughter was, you want to be a little spooked and scared. You don't ever want to be used to it.
Like a sniper shot or something like that, or you're hunting,
Hey,
and you're taking a well-aimed shot, you need to be squeezing it and focusing on your sight picture and breathing the right way to where it actually spooks you when the trigger goes off.
Yeah.
You're anticipating it, and you're pulling the trigger, and your body is you're anticipating the kick. You should anticipate it.
Live tattooing. That sounds cool.
Really, really important what Ghost just said.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's reactionary. Like if you're in a firefight and you've been engaged in this reactionary, then it's all muscle memory. You're pointing and shooting. You're pointing and shooting. But if it's a controlled shot that you need to make, important. Yeah, my internet shit. It's been shit for 2 days, and I don't know why, because I'm hooked up to a T6 cable. Same thing happened tonight with Tribe. He got bumped off like 4 times tonight.
Wow.
what are you doing, you little shit? Sorry.
What's the little shit's name?
His full name is Flintlock, but we're calling him Flint for short. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting puppies. I forgot what tactical technician. What did TT name his puppy? I forgot.
Oh, I forgot too what he named his puppy. But he's smart. He already knows his name. Flint does. What's up, Bioxa?
So my audio's been up all night, and you ain't told me.
Hey, Terry Christ.
It's been going in and out here and there. I can pick it up.
Yeah, I've been kind of. I mean, I've been able to understand you pretty much.
Yeah, so have I. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are in and out, but it's not bad. I can still understand you. It's just choppy. It's weird, man. It started happening the last 2 days, and I've got the max internet in my house, and I'm running a T6 cable, no Wi-Fi.
Hey, Bioxo, what's going on?
Yeah, I had Boom Boom land the other night here, Tennessee. Man, Fort Bragg was doing a little bit of artillery too here. And then yesterday, the C-130s, the big ones with the 4 engines on it, they were flying all over my mom's house.
What? Are you kidding me?
What was flying on your mom's house?
The big planes, like the C-130s, and they were like 2 or 3 of them behind each other. And it was all day yesterday. And then the day before yesterday, it was that, but it was also helicopters too.
Yeah, they were doing airborne drops. If you had C-130s using in tandem, they're doing drops. They're doing their monthlies, or they're just practicing and training. They're doing airborne.
I was going to say, there's a lot of training.
They were full of soldiers in parachutes.
Yeah. Oh, well, where Mom stays at, and I'll be one door down from her, but you can see them fly by, and then you can start seeing them like jump off sometimes at certain points. You can start seeing them jumping out.
Yeah, she's on one of the.
And she's out in Lobelia, out in that area. That we're out farther that area. Yeah.
All right, well, guys, I think I'm gonna cut it short tonight. I'm gonna get off here and do a little bit of research. I got this weird idea in my head. I got to try out. I want to see if it works.
All right.
I love hearing ideas.
Easy, Ghost.
Ghost.
Love you, brother. Good to see you, man.
All right. Talk to you later. We'll see you later,
buddy.
Patriot.
All right, buddy. We'll see you.
I know what you're doing.
Oh, that's
What?
cool.
What?
I said, I know
Yeah.
what you're doing. We're gonna
That's
play.
cool.
What are y'all talking about?
I just want
What's-
to pop you. I don't know why, but
Is that like,
stick my finger in it and like swirl it around.
dude? That is freaking
Guys,
cool.
I'm telling you, there are things coming that you're just not going to understand. You hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Things are coming that we're not going to be able to work with.
That is cool, man.
You're gonna see things that are
You're
going
going
to
to
scare
see
you.
things coming out of the broken glass.
Yeah. You'll be seeing things in different realms that you've never seen before. Get ready.
It's coming.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm starting to see things in a really different light.
Dude, did somebody slip me some acid? What's going on here?
You're just.
Hell.
I mean, you know, we can do these things, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, you know, my brain has really been freaking out, you know. I've been really brainstorming this stuff, man, and it's really just
It's got your eyes popping out of your head.
it's really got me just really, oh my God, really got me just freaking out. I just don't know what to do. Oh my God, dude, y'all don't understand, man. The things that I've been brainstorming about, it's got me freaking out, man. Oh my gosh, man. I wish my eyes, man. I don't know what it. I keep looking down, man, and I don't understand this.
Hey, Billy, listen to my voice. Listen to my voice. You are
What?
a powerful, powerful superhero. You're not going to lose your mind. You'll be fine. All right.
Well,
Listen to my voice. You're strong. I mean, you could almost be like Batman if you wanted to be. And
Well-
Terry, thank you for your prayers.
I would rather just, you know, just really just kind of like, I'm just freaking out, man, and I don't know what to do, man. Things has been happening to me and it's freaking me out.
Well,
But hey, let me just tell you, I'm coming back. I'm coming back really soon, and I'm just telling you all that dadgum Biden, there's something wrong with him right now.
Oh man, that is good. That is great, man.
Sometimes we go into the realm of things to where we just kind of we see a lot of different colors, and things start freaking us out, you know. And it's just kind of one of them things, man, where you know you got to pay attention to your preps, guys. Pay attention, please. You know, but then, you know, when you really want to be superheroes, you know, you can be Spider-Man if you want, you know. I'm just saying, you know, it's just kind of freaky like that, you know. It's just kind of like I want to sling my web everywhere, you know. Some of these things, man, are just kind of the way it is. Y'all freaking out over that.
Oh man.
But you know, when you really want to be a superhero, man, you're just kind of like, what?
Oh my Lord.
That's great, man.
Y'all,
You know,
he's
but
been waiting all day for this.
What?
That one's cool. I like that one. That one.
Guys, you know, when you dig deeper into the realm of things, man, you start to figure out there's really bad things going on in the world. And sometimes we have to go digital. Maybe we need to just, you know, really get down into the dark place of things.
Whoa.
And go night vision on everybody. Now I can really see down into the darkness. And it's not good.
You need to come back to God.
What happened?
You need to come
Well,
back to us.
You need to come back to God. He'll just take his hand. It'll be fine. He
My
is
camera.
your savior.
Oh, there I am.
Bam.
Everybody,
In
watch
Jesus'
out, guys.
name, just like that.
Oh man.
Man,
Hey, you missed it, man.
sometimes, man, things
There was some
happen.
freaky stuff going on when you left here.
I know, dude. I don't know. No, it was something that
DZDs.
that DZD showed me today, and I've been fooling around with it.
Those are pretty cool, man. I like those.
Yeah, I'm gonna fool around with it a little more, and I don't know how did that go? I hope I can get back to that in the chat so I can turn Rip. Sometimes I like to turn Rip Curl on, but then sometimes I like to turn him off. Just saying. I need to. There's.
Backwoods has been finding shrooms in the backwoods.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hey guys, Dadgum Mark Wildman Survivals had me out there, and I think I ate the wrong mushroom earlier.
Yeah, you can eat that one. That one's all right. Yeah,
Well,
that
one will
yeah.
make you bigger, and the other one will make you smaller.
Oh my
That
gosh.
one's fine. That one's fine. You'll be all right. No, it's not going to kill you. Yeah, you'll be all right.
Dangerous, are you still alive?
I'm here. I'm just letting everybody else chat amongst each other.
Well, chit chat with us.
Yeah, I mean, you ain't had nothing to say all night because
Nah, I'm still freaking tired and stuff like that.
Do you need hugs and kisses?
He's CPs.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay, fine.
Maybe I think maybe I need to drink more. I don't know.
No,
I need another beer.
I am going to go out and have a butt before bed, though, and then I'm going to jag this Lake Ferry butt to the bathroom and brush her teeth and wash her face.
Go to bed. Yeah.
Why did you make it weird? Because that was just weird. You said you was going to make a butt. You was going to have a butt.
Yep.
No,
I'm going to have a butt, and then I'm going to take my butt to bed.
She's going to have a butt, and then she's going to take her butt to bed.
After I wash up my face and brush my teeth.
Hey, leave
I
the cat
already
alone.
flossed. I flossed earlier. Watch. Oh, why didn't it come on?
Oh my
Cat's gonna
gosh.
pop you.
What?
Twisted.
From eye herpes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to bed too, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream. Man, I just want to thank everybody so much for coming out and stuff. I want to play with that little face thing and all that, dude. That is so cool, and he showed me a voice deal too, man. Yeah, and so I'm working on some stuff, and I'm also going to be working on like like an intro to some of my videos and things like that. I don't really want to do the whole intro thing to a live stream. I don't know. To me, it's like when you're sitting there and you're like, it's like 30 seconds, or some people do a minute and something. You're just like,
Come on, man.
come on, man. Just go live already, and
You want to fast forward that 25 seconds and start watching the live.
Yeah. So I want, but I do want to, I'm working on an intro and the StreamYard thing. Now that I paid for it, I'm gonna work on doing some more stuff with it and try to make it more fun for everybody and stuff. I love the serious talks, man, like we had tonight, man. I think we had some really great discussions tonight, man, and I'm so proud of everybody and everybody coming up on the panel and and everything. And and I'm sure that this guy right here below Dangerous Freedom is probably going to do a after dark.
He's tired. Go bed.
He's a
There he
wimp.
is.
Yeah, I might do an after dark.
You're not
In fact,
tired and want to go to bed?
I'll sleep. I'll freaking sleep when I'm dead.
Yeah. We always say that on Dangerous Channel.
So I
sleep
saw
when
your,
we're dead.
I saw your video. You were at the beach or something, or at the pool?
What's that?
Were you at the beach or the pool?
Stewart.
It depends. I mean, in the afternoon, I'm usually at the pool, but at night, I'm usually at the beach.
Okay.
Stewart, I think we need them shrooms now, man. I'm just saying because of all the stuff going on.
I got something really important for Dangerous.
Thank you, Miss Mary. Go ahead. What? Did you say something? Don't make it weird.
Well, I am gonna make it weird. I mean, come on, I'm gonna go to bed soon. Yeah. So when you're at the beach, where your butt's in the sand.
No.
Okay, so you got to make a sea turtle, and you need to make a video of your sea turtle that you make afterwards. Because every year when I go to the beach, the first thing I do is I make a sea turtle out of sand and mud. Will you do that? Like, you don't have to, but I kind of want you to. It's just something that I do. Yeah, it's therapeutic. Just make a sea turtle out of sand.
Is that like a snow angel where you just lay in the sand and move your arm?
No, I need you to build up mud and sand and make a sea turtle on top of the sand, on top of the beach. So like it's like 3D.
I don't
And
know. With this new these new graphics that Patriots got, maybe I can got something.
no, all right. I'm going to the beach. When I go to the beach, I'm gonna take my phone and I'm gonna videotape the sea turtle that I make at the beach every year.
Yeah, right. Saying that in Arizona. Yeah, right. We don't have beaches in Arizona. I mean,
oceanfront property in Arizona.
I mean, we do have like Lake Havasu and stuff like that, and they've got somewhat of a beach, but
yeah,
that's about it.
No, you can't.
I guess they're picking on me because you can't make sand turtles in Arizona.
Oh, there's plenty of sand in Arizona.
Yeah, there is plenty of sand.
There's a lot of sand in Arizona.
It's not.
Well, that's why I'm saying, like, why can't you make a freaking sea turtle out of beach? Jeez.
Ow, stop biting my feet. Come here.
Like a dirt turtle.
All right. Did you know turtles can breathe and fart out their butts? Lake Fairy just made it weird backwoods.
Y'all, I'm still here.
I know.
Do you notice I disappeared?
Well, I know, it's like, you're still in my heart, so I know that you haven't disappeared because I can still feel you.
Why did I disappear? What's going on here?
Listen, you're still there.
You're slipping between dimensions again.
You think you're invisible, but you're not. We all hear you and see you.
What? Well, go get it.
Yeah, no doubt, Diane. And there's we are dry and
I mean, what is going on here?
Really now you're invisible with just that thing.
This thing is really freaking me out, guys. I don't know what's going on. It's just it's taken over, man. I'm not even doing anything. Why is this showing me like this?
Maybe the Matrix got broke. You broke StreamYard.
You broke it, man. You broke the tube.
Maybe I'm just really goofy or something. Saying, something's like not right.
You're looking a little goofy.
You look a little goofy there.
Yeah, I thought that reminds me of when we do the early morning streams. That's what he looks like too.
I don't even need those things. You're just like,
what? What do you want? Come here.
Arkansas. How did Arkansas get in here? Arkansas, you're supposed to be in bed, dude.
I had my butt. Now I'm gonna take this butt and go to bed. Oh my goodness! Look at Patriot.
What is going on here, guys? I'm freaking out now.
I think he's had too much time on his hands.
Y'all don't know stuff.
He likes playing with his new little
Y'all don't know.
toy.
Y'all don't know stuff. I'm telling you, I know it. I mean, I got one of them hobo fishing reels, and I'm just over there, kind of like, you know, I can catch a little fish. I'm like Northern Girls Hobby. I do that spam fishing, small perch and minnows.
Spam fishing.
I gotta quit messing with that. That's freaking me out. Everybody's gonna be all like, "Quit, man! You're freaking me out."
Oh, you just spilled the water on me.
You'll be seeing yourself all types of weird. Good night, guys.
I'm stepping all over Dangerous Freedom after dark, man. He likes to go on there and do his thing. So, everybody, thank y'all so much for the chat. Thank you guys on the panel so much for coming out and hanging out with me, man. We're going to do this some more. You know,
always, man.
Yep, absolutely, man. Always. If I'm not working, I'll be on with you, buddy.
I appreciate it, man, because I like to talk about, you know, because I don't want to sell fear porn. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not about fear. It's about prepping. No. You know, it's about being prepared for it, man. And that's just what I want.
I like when I first popped in here, you were talking about you know everything's going on overseas and stuff, and I mean, you know, we should keep an eye on it, but like seriously, there is nothing we can do about it. That's out of our pay grade, you know. So
right.
All we can do is focus on our 10-mile community, 10-mile radius. So
right. Well, that's what I'm saying. You know, don't get caught up in everything that's going on overseas. You know, don't get caught up in that, and so much so that that's all you focus on, because a lot of that stuff we can't control, and there's a lot of it over there that's not even going to affect us. But now there is stuff over there that will affect us, and that's the thing to look out for. But you need to be focusing on prepping each day, some way or another, even if it's just reading an article. You know, just exactly the Holy Bible. I mean, these kind of things, man, this is what we need to be doing each and every day.
Those red lines are really good.
Absolutely.
I always like to leave with this parting thought, and I've been trying to remember to do it in each and every one of my videos. Sorry. When you know, when your mind is prepared properly, everything else will fall into place.
Yep.
Just remember that, everybody out there. And I hope y'all have a very blessed night. And I hope y'all have a very blessed day tomorrow. Very blessed week. And that's all we got tonight. If y'all, Lake Ferry, Dangerous Freedom, Jeremy, thank you so much. If y'all want to leave with some parting thoughts, Lake Ferry, you're first. I'm putting you on the spot.
No, that was my final thoughts, is that we do as humans have some worry, but we're not supposed to be worrying, and you just need to be aware. But my last thoughts are just what I showed backwards.
Okay.
Keep your eyes on God and keep prepping and take time to play in the dirt. I played in the dirt today a lot.
Absolutely. Get outside.
Get outside, get the vitamin D, keep spiritually prepped, and keep your mind sane. Like you need to take time out and just go outside and play. I don't care how old you are.
Mhm.
Just go outside and watch a bug on a leaf. Just
Look at the clouds.
appreciate the beautiful earth that we have, the trees. Just go for a walk, take a drive, you know, go places where you don't have to wear that thing.
No, no, and actually that's funny you bring that up because the other day I was shipping out some mail, shipping out some mail to Nikki. And no, I mean the people behind the counter had to wear their stupid face diapers, but nobody else in there was wearing one at all. And I was like, good, it's about time,
Mhm.
about time we start to see more and more people like, no, stupid, forget this mask. No, we're not doing that. Anyways, I still go to the pool every day. I know I haven't done a pool video in a couple of days. I think I summed up a lot of what Patreon and I have been talking about on Tuesday, I believe it was. But anyway,
Well, there's
oh,
there's
wow.
Dangerous. If y'all want to go and hang out with Dangerous after this, there's his channel link. Jeremy, what you got for parting thoughts, buddy?
My parting thoughts was the same as yours and Lake's up there. God bless each and every one of y'all. Get right with God because He's coming soon. And when He does come and that time is ready, your time is done. There is no more, it's time to do it now. So, God bless each and every one of y'all. Make sure you have a wonderful day and get out vitamin D out in the sun, like Lake said, and, have a wonderful day.
Yep. Awesome. Well, y'all, like I
Be
said,
blessed.
there's Dangerous's link if y'all want to go and hang out with him. And I think I might go over there and freak out some of his followers with my crazy
You're
mask.
gonna come over there and act all goofy.
Act goofy.
Yeah, for
I'll
a
be
few,
okay.
but then
Yeah, that is cool. I wouldn't one of these days when we're backstage. I'm gonna have to have you freaking tell me where you found that stuff. I know you said you D's hooked you up with that site.
yeah,
But,
I can show you. I can show you how to do all over it.
all right,
All
cool.
right, guys. We're going to end this stream. Thank y'all, everybody, so much. Everyone have a wonderful, blessed rest of the evening. And that's all I got. Backwoods and prepping out.
Out.
All right.